Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Fast and Furious commentary. Now we're doing Fast and Furious.
Also known as Wild Speed Max.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it has the same title as the first movie, just without the "thes."
totally
Yeah,
different.
Because
that
that's
was.
different.
Was this supposed to be a practical prank? Like, punk everyone into thinking, oh my god, I'm seeing the first movie again 8 years after it got released?
Well, considering it stars the lead cast of the first movie back in their roles.
So, weirdly enough, this movie was billed as a soft reboot of the franchise back in its day.
And yet it
When
had
in
the writer,
reality, it's still the same continuity, so I have no idea what to think about that.
and it has the writer and director of Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. But you also said this is the highest grossing movie.
Well, it was, yes, this actually was the highest grossing Fast and Furious movie. Granted, nowadays it's gotten topped by its sequels, but yeah, I guess somehow, despite less than favorable reception, this was apparently the shot in the arm that the franchise needed.
Okay, then start
Huh.
before the Universal Pictures logo in 3, 2, 1, click. So, the year was 2009. The careers of all its stars were by this point floundering, which meant they had to run back to this series.
Huh, how about that? Vin Diesel saying, I'm too good for this in 2001, only to come back eventually in 2009. Granted, from what I hear, he apparently actually did like the script of this, even though, big shock, it's kind of not too different from Fast and Furious 2 when you get down to
And
things.
a sweeter deal for him. He's from this point on, he would be one of the producers of the movies.
Huh. So, of course, the movie starts in the Dominican Republic with Nemesis Prime approaching the camera.
Which one's that?
Evil clone of Optimus Prime.
Okay, well, this isn't Paramount though, Jova. So,
Surprisingly.
hmm.
Hey, Vince. I mean, Dom.
Well, he's playing Vin Diesel in these movies pretty much.
Doing, of course, what he does best, pulling a heist.
I thought you were gonna say going on
Oh,
about how.
hey,
Oh,
it's
hey, it's Han!
Han!
Yay! He's miraculously been brought back to life.
Much to the fans' great pleasure.
Yeah,
And here's a special duo.
Okay, we're all fully aware that this is a prequel to Tokyo Drift. In fact, the next few films in this series would be prequels to Tokyo Drift.
And all because they wanted to bring Han back to life. Without, I guess, jumping the shark.
And without having to bring back Lucas Black.
Wow, did they really have that much a negative stigma against him?
They must have done, he's not in this movie.
True. I really do hope there were no hard feelings if that's what went down.
He was in the 7th one.
Yeah, albeit cameo, although he's apparently said to be in the ninth one. No word on how that's supposed to go, though.
Well, honestly, Jova, that's not the weirdest casting for that film, from what I understand. They cast John Cena in that film. It's funny though because Hobson Shaw cast Roman Reigns, another wrestler, in a role, although he's a silent guy. Whereas,
And now we've got John Cena coming to join the franchise eventually.
well, to be fair, he's gotten a lot better as an actor recently. He was even
True,
pretty
he
good
was
in
pretty good in
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Han. We brought you back because you were like one of the few things people liked from Tokyo Drift.
Now let's see you actually get to do more without dying.
Who's T? Oh, the replacements for for
For
Brian because he's not in this scene.
well, Brian's gone legit, I do believe.
Oh, and no. Obviously I've seen this film before. What about
This
you?
is my first time seeing this one.
What about you, Shuey?
I don't think I've seen this one.
Okay.
Ah. Oh. This is for the first time of these commentaries. I'm in the dark on what's to happen.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, this movie wasn't available for you, was it, Jova, when you were watching them all?
Nope. As I've said, when I was on vacation a few weeks ago, I ended up seeing this because the hotel had a Fast and the Family. Then they did not have two Fast and Furious that had to be seen the week later when we got back home, so then I went to Tokyo Drift. Didn't care for that as much. Then I went to Fast Five, which I found to be awesome. And then after that, the week later, I saw Two Fast and Furious. And that is pretty much all I've seen now. I mean, now that we're actually starting these commentaries, I guess I'll get to see more of these films in action. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that said, there are some things I do know are going to happen because I've seen Fast Five. Yeah.
And one thing that starts with these movies pretty much is the action set pieces that, if done in real life, the individual doing it would be deader than dead.
Depends, but yeah, more often than not. I have no idea where this random Spanish-speaking duo came from, but they are crazy awesome.
Yeah, they're trying to we see it. Yeah, they're trying to nick fuel. They're trying to nick fuel tankers.
Old habits die hard, eh, Dom?
Yeah. Ooh.
And as you can tell here, the soundtrack is a lot more involved than it ever has been in this franchise.
Same
Not to say
composer as
previous ones didn't have good soundtracks, but right out the get-go, we're hearing this bombastic orchestral piece, where normally by now we'd probably be hearing a rap tune.
same composer as the previous movie, Brian Tyler.
Ah, yes, good old Brian Tyler.
He'd also go on to make one of the few
abandoned truck.
He'll also go on to make one of the few memorable MCU theme tunes for Iron Man.
Iron Man 3?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Crap.
I know how this goes. Do the power slide around this point, and then make sure to boost out of the way. At least that's how I remember tackling Dingo Canyon.
Oh, ow.
Oh boy! That looked like it could have hurt. And we'd hate for you to die, Michelle Rodriguez.
We literally just got you back.
Yeah, I mean, I know that it's kind of a TV trope for you to die a lot, but let's not have that here. What have we told you about playing chicken with a flaming fuel tank?
Nothing.
You told me about.
Well, family. We really should tell you something then.
Sorry, I was thinking about family.
And that officially marked the turning point for this franchise, folks.
Yeah, dodgy looking CGI stuff.
Oh yeah. We kind of botched the job, but we got to look awesome doing it, pals.
I'm being called.
Fast and Furious. There's a familiar sight for these movies. Ah, yes, the good old scent of payday.
Supersized, eh?
Huh.
Oh. The cops raided one of their hideouts.
Yeah, apparently Dom is still on the run.
When's he not on the run?
I've had these sequels for so long, and yet now they pull me back in. Oh. Okay.
So we got Han here.
No, Han, don't go to Tokyo. Yes, you ever do. So, okay, we got Han back. Oh, yeah, where is Letty?
She got
There
lost.
you are.
Oh, there you are.
But yeah, okay, kind of a weird move. So we bring Han back, establishing that this is a prequel, only to have Dom go back to Tokyo. Well, I
actually,
mean,
going
he
back to
says he's
Tokyo
going
was
to
Han's
Tokyo.
idea.
Well, yeah, okay, true. That was his idea. But, it's pretty much the script saying, okay, Han, now back to Tokyo.
He's like, thank you very much for your brief contribution, Han. Bye.
Hopefully the audience is okay with this.
Kind of sending us mixed messages, filmmakers, but okay.
Speaking of sending people away for their own protection, Dom's having Letty go away.
That doesn't make sense. Wouldn't Letty also be targeted anyway? Since she was a member of his gang.
Oh, and in terms of, speaking of release dates of the movie, originally this film was supposed to come out on June 12th, 2009.
Oh.
It got shifted to April 3rd, meaning poor Brian Tyler had a grand total to record the orchestral score. He had a grand total of 3 days.
Jesus.
Which, as you know, always turns out well. Just ask the Tomb Raider 2001 film.
I mean, thankfully there are a lot of composers who have managed to do great feats, but even still, I mean, I hope they managed to find enjoyment with all that time crunch. Oh, Dom. Are we really doing this the whole you leave your love in the middle of the night thing with only a stack of money to leave her by?
They even leave a note saying, for family or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's the end of Fast and Furious. Thoughts?
Oh. Hey, Brian!
Oh, there he is.
Downtown Los Angeles.
Swanky suit.
I'll say.
Surprised you can run in that.
He's dressed like a Mission
I
Impossible
guess you gotta
character.
train for this stuff.
Now they're jumping onto buildings like in Mission Impossible Fallout. The audio ain't coming through from my TV, is it?
Nah, you're fine.
No.
Oh, apparently this film had a few uncredited rewrites from David Ayer, who co-wrote the first movie.
Interesting.
At least according to TV tropes.
Shaky cam, an action star's favorite. Oh.
Oh. Hey, you wrecked my stool!
Sorry. Gotta go. I gotta keep one step ahead of the deadline and wait, what?
Who is he chasing?
That guy.
Yeah, whoever he is. Is he back working for the police?
God, if he's in a suit, maybe he's working for the FBI now. Wouldn't that be something?
It's quite an upturn in your career, from getting fired by the LAPD to working with the FBI, supposedly.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, shit. Should have thought about this.
It's okay, just follow the lyrics of One Jump Ahead and just take a big jump at the end. Uh-oh.
You are a dumbass.
Don't.
I should be dead by now.
Well, consider yourself a member of the law now.
Yep, yeah, FBI.
Wow.
I thought they loved donuts.
Stereotypes be stereotypes.
Who doesn't love donuts anyway?
Whoa, reinstated. Wow, he really did get promoted up to FBI. Unless they're implying he was reinstated in the FBI, but that wouldn't make sense because he was working for the LAPD first, who were working for the FBI. Huh. Quite a change in career. So he goes from wanting to just, live the rest of his life free with his pal Roman Pierce to going back up to the FBI.
And this takes place after Too Fast, Too Furious.
How interesting. I guess one thing I've noticed about this movie is it's definitely entertaining in its action. I do think it maybe lacks a bit of focus that the other movies had. Well, except
hi,
three.
Ray.
Well, we barely started, so...
About Michelle Rodriguez dying. Yeah, apparently Letty got murdered.
Oh.
So,
Awesome.
after
Great.
all that to get Michelle Rodriguez back, bearing in mind she's on the poster and everything.
So, okay, we get Han back, but we send him off. We bring Letty back, but
There
we
needs
kill
to
her
be some
off.
form of sacrifice. We can't have everything.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Remembering that they're both dead anyway.
Yeah.
What do we get then?
Let me guess. A revenge scheme. And look at that. They both arrived for Letty's funeral because they both knew her well.
But they're all on the different ends of everywhere.
Different ends of the law.
Message for you in the chat, Jobber. So yeah, she
Oh,
was
hey,
barely in
Mia.
Mexico for 10 minutes, and she was killed.
I smell a mystery.
So yeah, what? This is the reboot which gives this, a soft reboot that gives its series the shot in the arm. We bring back all the characters from the first film and we kill one of them off.
And send another one who people wanted to see more of on a bus. I think I may be beginning to see why this movie has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, 15 minutes and we have 2 characters leaving the movie.
Oh wait, never mind. It has 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. My mistake.
That's still pretty low.
Yeah.
It's
lower than 29.
Oh, I thought you said 23 before.
Oh, no. I said 29 before. 28 is its actual one. Let me see if I can see the general consensus. It's weird. It says something that it's rated even lower than Tokyo Drift. I think I might see why, though. Granted, we're not too far in, but whereas Tokyo Drift was a different set of characters, this was, well, I don't know if it was billed as such from the get-go, but nowadays Wikipedia listed as such as a soft reboot of the franchise, which kills off a few of the protagonists. Not exactly the best first impression, if you ask me.
And I can't find anything on why that's the case production-wise. I don't know if...
What, killing off the cast?
Yeah, I don't know if Michelle Rodriguez was unavailable or what.
Huh. which is funny considering what we established in Fast 5, but that's for another time.
Who would have thought a movie about racing, or movie series about racing rather, would have such a messy continuity?
I know, right? Like, you think it should be rather simple, but no. In the first movie, we have Fast and Furious as is. In the second movie, we have it moving more towards, typical police drama, buddy cop sort of stuff. In the third movie, it goes back to racing, but that had its own problems. And now it's a whole action fest thing, which can't seem to make up its mind on certain things. I think in a way, Fast and Furious is like the bizarro version of Mega Man X. See, whereas the series has a great first half with its first 4 games, but a notably weaker second half with 5 and 8 being fine, but 6 and 7 being, yeah. This is kind of the opposite, where the first 4 films are, well, at best good, but and you don't really feel like it's something that you would go out of your way to praise. Whereas the second half, at least from what I've seen with Fast 5 and from what I've heard about its, is a lot better received. Heck, even Hobbs and Shaw, which isn't exactly making that much money, has some pretty good reception too.
And this is apparently the darkest movie in the series.
In terms of people dying or the tone?
Tone. Well, yeah. One of the main characters dies barely 50 minutes into the movie.
Well, the scene is pretty dark right now.
Staring ominously off into the darkness, oh, hello there.
Yeah. Well, apparently this was the crash site where it happened.
This is a revenge plot?
On the one get it, maybe they want to pump some new life into the franchise, but am I the one who thinks that it's kind of a little silly? Them trying mooting and brooding about a movie series that was about racing cars. And before anyone brings up Speed Racer was more about the character. Fast and Furious, it has characters, but I wouldn't say it was as much about the characters as it was just looking
also,
cool.
even with the stakes that any of the other 3 movies had, this series so far was to an extent quite a bit cheesy.
Yeah.
And now we're going, as Jova said, broody.
Hey, Dwibs, any word on Vin Diesel for this role in particular?
I don't know.
Let me see.
Also, Jova, at this point...
Wow, we get a dark scene of her suffering as she dies. And a man pulls out a gun on her.
Also, at this point, Jova, we might need your audio since since you guys keep going in and out on me.
Alright. Oh no, she was shot. That scene was totally necessary because... angst? Huh.
Well, I mean, I guess he wants to find out who did it, so...
I guess it's just like, well, I guess that scene feels a bit superfluous. Now, maybe I'm nitpicking here and there, but again, let's not forget, this is a series about car races and high-octane action.
I think the scene itself was fine, but in terms of, again, what the movies have been up to this point, it's a little, it's different and probably not in a good way.
Yeah, not saying that a movie can't be different, folks, but when it brings changes to an otherwise long-running formula, there needs to be a good reason for those changes. What is that even supposed to mean?
Before he lets vengeance overcome him?
I love you. Just thought I should establish that for the audience. Huh. I don't know, Mia. Maybe you could have tried a bit harder than that to convince him. In the first movie, you were practically yelling at him to stop. Now it's just, okay. I mean, maybe it's to show that she has become a lot more... I don't want to say at peace, but more subdued to the fact that she just can't convince her brother. But I don't know. It's been a while since we've seen these two in action. It's kind of a bit hard to buy.
David M. Park. Yeah, they're looking through anyone who just happens to be called David Park.
That's probably a pretty typical name.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, one FBI guy even said earlier, I'll get my Chinese fortune cookie out and see which one it lands on. But then one of the guys says, Park's Korean, not Chinese.
Wait, what?
One guy thought that Park was Chinese, but it's
Nah, it's Korean.
So we're on the hunt now for David Park, but what are they gonna ask Dom's sister about?
Long time no see. Okay.
Well, I guess she's still a bit sore at him for the whole cop thing.
I guess. Although it feels weird that they don't even acknowledge it's been a while. Uh-oh.
Oh, there. Could have banged his head there, mate.
It is owned by a six-fingered man who killed my love. Uh-oh.
Alright, man, shit. Well, so all they had to do is, all Dom had to do was nearly drop an engine on his head, and he found David Park quicker
The guy
than...
folded like a cheap suit.
Well, what did he think was gonna happen?
Hey, that's exactly the critique I had about this movie. Dang. It's like, really? That's it? This is what we're giving the fans? You say it with such sincerity in your voice. Oh boy.
Fast and Furious!
Romantic disputes? This isn't what I signed on for, you know. So, where's the action?
Yeah, so far this has a lot more like downtime than the second movie.
Well,
Even more
halfway into the movie. Well, half an hour in.
That's saying something. Like I think I can see why the second movie would have gotten its call following, but this movie, maybe not so much. I mean, you know what's weird? The first few minutes of this were actually full to the brim with action, but this moment, okay, look, I'm not saying that Fast and Furious movies can't have quiet moments, but usually there are moments that feel like they're contributing to the plot here and there. This just feels like it's retreading over old ground, which I guess is suitable for people who haven't seen the past movies, but I don't know. Going into a film series on its fourth one, I think maybe at that point you could watch the previous movies if that's what they're afraid of.
Oh, they found some stuff about the David Park they're trying to find.
Uh huh.
But I haven't even finished.
Nissan, of course. He's one of the corrupt developers of Quantum Break.
But I haven't finished. But I haven't finished the list yet.
No, don't you see? I've already cracked the code. No need to say any more for the audience. Even the normal protocol would kind of demand that I listen to all you have to say. Oops.
Well, well,
Oh yeah,
well. Here's a bit
Dom
of
means
action.
business.
There's your action. Running Nitro, isn't that the Japanese name for Nitro Field?
Oh, a race.
Ah, what race?
Uh, it's a little hard for me to remember when I'm dangling upside down and the blood is rushing to my head
Tell
over
me
a
the
possible fall to my
race!
doom.
What'd
Long
you
time
say?
no see.
What'd you say? Let him go? Okay.
There's no coming back from that, Dom.
Yeah, can you talk about this later?
Oh, is that a challenge? Oh, snap. And just like that, he somehow vanishes. Okay.
Was Vin Diesel auditioning for Batman?
I wonder, like, geez.
Oh, yeah, sure. Beating up your boss, that's gonna. Yeah, he started it.
True that.
Well, at least there's one semi-polite person in this organization.
I know, right?
Deserves it. That guy looks like he has a face you could punch.
I know, right? He's got the voice for it, too. He was born to be punched. Wow, guys, a race just like the old Fast and Furious movies.
When are we going to see it?
Good question. It's 32 minutes in, and we've kind of gotten very little car action.
But now we gotta pick.
Huh?
We gotta pick a car that's
Ooh.
an impound. So what's he gotta do? Press a button and he picks a car at random.
Oh, let me guess. He's going to make a fusion of them all, taking parts from every little one to create a supercar.
But the supercar's already a genre, so shouldn't it be a ultra car?
Harder, better, faster, stronger. You know the drill.
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
Pretty
Dom
sure
is
in the first
doing.
movie they made some sort of hybrid engine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Oh, tracking device.
Just like in Too Fast, Too Furious.
So wait, he has to wear that because his boss wants to know where he is.
I guess it makes sense.
Nice to see the FBI has a great deal of trust among its colleagues.
Admittedly, it's standard procedure, you know, just in case they get captured or go AWOL.
No wonder they're beating each other up there. No one trusts each other. Yeah, we're gonna have a race. How long has it been? 35 minutes?
34 minutes and counting. Jesus. You know, I can see how this movie would have made the most money, though. Probably people were excited to hear the cast were returning. When they saw the movie, though, oh boy.
What's the
Let's
audience
just.
rating?
Let me see. The audience rating. Let's see. Fast and Furious. Huh, weird. The current rating does actually say 29%, although Wikipedia said 28%. As for the audience score, it's 67%.
Oh, hey, Miss Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot?
Yeah.
Huh, weird. I wonder if she's gonna have a big role in this because, you know, Fast Five. Let me guess, he's the bad guy because he's playing golf here, which shows that he's rich and dirty.
Hi. Oh, this is gonna be awkward. You're here to watch me play golf.
Good drivers! Hey, let me guess. Is it just like in Too Fast and Furious where he's testing out to see who's the fastest at something? To run a job? Wow, this really does feel like Too Fast and Furious. Just, I can't believe I'm saying this, with less action. How weird is that? Oh.
Yeah, I was secretly the boss. Just like how secretly I'm the boss of Squirm.
Sure.
Yeah, we're cool like a family. Oh. So we're not gonna get the police off our backs before we start.
How interesting. Ah, yes, back when directions on GPSs had to be downloaded and you couldn't just have them on your Google Maps app.
Oh. Okay. And
Was the downloaded image of the stripperific woman really necessary to the program?
Probably not.
But
But
it
there it
looks
is.
cool, man.
Okay. Like, I get that that's kind of a staple of these movies, but that is just bordering on parody. And
Well, hey.
again, it's kind of jarring when this movie has been trying to, show itself as super serious, yo.
Oh,
Oh,
there's your action. Yeah. Well, guys, here's your action.
yay, we finally get a race. Let's see what
Oh,
if it
yeah.
holds up. Those are things, yeah.
We're watching a franchise about car racing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
although I see what you
totally.
mean, Shuri. It's incredibly shot in the dark here. Like, before, even, I mean, yeah, races have taken place at night, but mainly they've been with nice, vibrant colors. Whereas here it feels like, again, it's shot in the dark. Like, holy cow, this movie really is dark.
Well, to be fair, I guess Fast and Furious in the dark probably wouldn't have helped.
And you know what they say, but you know what Vin Diesel says? Don't fight me in the dark. The dark is where I shine.
Said
Fast and
Groot.
Furious After Dark.
Fast and Furious curfew hours. I swear, if you're out doing those old rickety races again, you'll be grounded for a month, Dom.
Well, that's kind of what happened in the last
Christ.
movie.
Christ, Bob.
Kinda.
I'm like freaking 40.
Ah, you're still my little winkler son. Though, actually, that would be incredibly funny if they actually had that happen to Dom at some point.
Yeah. Before he gets to do anything, he's grounded.
It's kind of not as exciting when you got the GPS literally telling you where to go, but then again, I guess futuristic technology, and it's to show them the secret route.
Crap. Oh. How would that look on your FBI record, mate? Yeah, when he's telling him to shut up. I know.
Looks
where I'm
like some
going. I live
improvisation
here.
may be necessary.
Christ, these are annoying as real sat navs.
I know, right?
I even found a suitably dark thumbnail for the for this.
Oh boy. Tuh.
Crap, what do I do? Yeah, crash through. You're probably running the FBI, the biggest bill ever.
All for the sake of the greater good in the mission.
The greater good and the mission.
So let me guess, there's gonna be a tie between Dom and Brian.
Yes, Joe, that is his name.
Huh?
Yes, that is his name, Joe.
It's funny, I just realized.
Sounded like you forgot it for a second.
I just realized he has the same name as one of my old college professors, Brian O'Connor.
Did he get any jokes thrown at him about the name?
I wouldn't know. But now it's one that I get. The scene is exciting in concept. I think in execution, though, it could use a bit more lighting to help highlight the action. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it is at night.
Well, yeah, but again, I mean, previous Fast and Furious films have done their stuff done at night, but kind of with better lighting, don't you think?
A bit, yeah.
I would agree.
I mean, I'm not going to say that it's terrible, mind you, and that it's completely boring. It's just that I wish it was better illuminated. It does feel like a running theme with this movie being shot in the dark. Although hopefully not to the extent that Fanta 4 stick was.
Yeah. Oh, thank God that thing's shut up. I don't know if they're cheering because they don't won the race, or because it's bullshit. I did not hit her. What? What do you mean, what driver's license? Oh.
It's weird seeing Gal Gadot in a less heroic role.
Well, I mean, it's not the worst film she's been in.
Ah, poor Brian. Once again, he loses to Dom.
What?
Take off your shoes, okay? Oh, goody, a foot fetish.
With the FBI.
This is just what I always wanted in Fast and Furious.
Oh, so they were plants? And he talks to himself in the first person? And they're planting evidence!
Oh? Could they be setting a trap or something?
Are they allowed to do that?
Depends on the circumstance.
Okay, now the movie's getting kinda more interesting.
I guess. I mean, we've got that good old ridiculous costumage that we've all known these films for, and hello there.
You know, that's another thing.
Yes.
This movie has a lot of crotch and booty shots.
Yeah, like more so than in previous movies. And that's saying something after Tokyo Drift, which had the Japanese decor going for it. Of course, Corona.
Stirred. Oh, wait.
So basically, he had to wait set up to basically have it said he'd probably be taken off the team, it seems. So since he was a runner-up, he now gets the spot.
We promise.
Hey Brian, whatever became of Roman Pierce and Tej anyway? Like, weren't you settling down with those guys?
Well, you see, Tyrese Gibson wouldn't stop whining. So,
I mean, I get it, you know. Brian's, I guess, changed his mind on career step, and it feels weird to not even mention Roman Pierce or Tej. Oh, baggage.
Yeah. Used to date my sister, the bastard.
Ha. Okay, that's legit funny. Ah, to the ladies we've loved and the ladies we lost.
Yeah.
They say that Baraka is a werewolf. I mean, to be fair, there were actually drug-doing werewolves that were dealt with in the Marvel Universe.
This Braga guy.
Let me guess. Speak of the devil. Huh.
But what if I just want a Pepsi? Alright,
May the
everyone.
best man win.
If you don't give me all your Carlsberg, I'm shutting this damn place down.
Ooh, progressive. I mean, we've had girls kissing since, like... Have we had it since the first one, Shiroi?
I don't know. Probably.
I know we've at least had it since the third one, when they went to that with great lengths. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
It reminds me of a line that of something that the Foo Fighters did one time. They were driving past the Westboro Baptist Church protest, and they were all dressed up like cowboys singing songs that those particular people wouldn't really like.
Yeah.
And they were saying stuff about, men loving men and women loving women. And we all want to see that. Yeah. Basically, the Foo Fighters aren't really the biggest fans of that church lot.
I imagine.
Ooh, spying. And the green car.
There's the car that did it.
The car that kind of started screwing up our perception of this movie.
I'll say. It's weird. Here I was expecting... Well, depends, Jibs. Is this your first time seeing this movie?
I've seen it once before.
Ah. See, back on Themyscira, we look down on men like that. Well, we kind of look down on men in general, but you get the point.
Where's Themyscira?
Place well out of your time range.
Says I'm not DC, I'm Marvel.
You will be anyway.
I'm with my family.
Right, yes, and your father played by Bradley Cooper.
I wasn't birthed from a raccoon, you creepy shit.
No, you look up to him like a father, as Infinity War established. And oh my god, I think we're getting off topic here. It is weird seeing Wonder Woman with Groot here.
Well, there you are. If you ever wanted a Marvel DC crossover, this is the closest you're gonna get.
Oh, we've had quite a few. Let's not forget Michelle. No, let's not forget Batman and Catwoman are in the MCU.
Here's a thumbnail, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I made it so it would be appropriate for this movie.
Ah, yes, perfect. It encapsulates the grim, dark edginess.
Hmm.
You know, I just realized that the woman in the most top right corner there looks like Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil.
We best start now then.
Right.
Oh, hang on, it's got some download. Oh god, more data, no more route downloading.
Yeah, stop being a loose cannon, Connor.
Yeah, and now he's going faster. If you don't slow down, you're fired.
Again.
Or even worse, you'll be demoted. You'll be doing traffic traffic tickets for the rest of your life.
Oh no.
That would be quite the demotion for an FBI agent.
Yeah, parking
My mommy
tickets.
said she wishes you were dead.
Is that from,
Well,
is
that's very nice.
that Zootropolis?
Yeah. The little kid says it to Judy when she's giving a ticket.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh boy.
You know, for an FBI agent, you really should have thought this through. You know, a lot of this movie is a lot of staring at each other.
Intensely. Jeez, and I thought, hey, and here we made fun of Lucas Black for doing that in Tokyo Drift. Looks like he was just ahead of the curve.
Yeah, but his staring was blank.
Dull.
Or blank and dull.
Wow, this release reminded me a lot of Too Fast, Too Furious, complete with the bug that he has to take out and everything.
No service. Do you mind? I'm asleep. I'm trying to sleep here, assholes.
Narcolepsy?
Hey, he's
Yeah, I'll take that as a
Hey,
yes.
he's perfectly describing my opinions on this movie.
Huh.
I mean, we're talking
I-
a lot, but so far it's just a lot of long stuff here, and it's all in this pretty drab color palette.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but even Tokyo Drift had more consistent action than this. Sure, a bit of it was Lucas Black kind of floundering at drifting, but still, at least we got some good driving montages.
Oh, any questions?
Yeah, where's Phoenix?
He got disbarred. Oh wait, this was 2006, so he wasn't even an attorney yet.
Nah.
How old was he at this point?
Oh god, let's see. He would have been a preteen at the time.
And when did the whole class trial happen?
That was back in 2001.
the same year this franchise started.
Wow.
So
Okay,
so
Capcom, make a Phoenix Wright and Fast and Furious crossover.
I don't think they're buddies with Universal though.
Wouldn't that be funny though? Phoenix Wright has to defend Dominic Toretto in court.
That would make a good DLC thing, I think.
I mean, yeah, heck, if we can have Phoenix Wright defending even an Orca, why not?
Yeah, Phoenix Wright defending Vin Diesel.
Well, let's see. He has been in a Marvel crossover, so he's close to being there.
Although even better, have Maya voiced by Michelle Rodriguez.
That would be funny. Holy cow! Jesus Christ, so many shots set in the dark. I mean, a bit of variety never hurt anyone, just saying.
I can barely see what they're doing.
Yeah, the color filter does not help this scene.
Maybe Fast 5 was the one that was the shot in the arm.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm willing to bet that the reason this movie made a lot of money was because people were excited to see the cast return. So here's my wondering, how did Fast 5 manage to, well, I'm going to assume it might, but Fast 5, well, I've seen it before and I loved it. Fast 5 had to do some real good magic, I guess, to get hope reinvigorated considering how this movie. Granted, maybe there's something extra special and there's a special reason people apparently love it, but I can see why this would have had a lower critical rating of 29 or 28%. What are your thoughts so far, Shiroi?
Honestly, I'm gonna say this is the worst movie.
I hate to say it, I think I may be going up that alley. Like, at least I had to say it, even Tokyo Drift and this and Too Fast and Furious had more action, more memorable
I could
stuff.
see what was going on in Tokyo Drift.
So how about that? A movie that brings back the goods for the first bit of this movie is kind of being lesser than to put this series on ice.
Who was running the bath?
That's actually. Oh, sorry.
Who was running
Sorry,
the
you were
bath
saying,
in the
Shiroi?
background?
What was that, Pips?
Sounded like someone was running water in the background.
No.
Oh, that was just me cleaning the tub. Sorry about that. Anyway, you were saying, Shiroi?
Yeah, I mean that's actually the problem, Jover. It's like it takes what should be good from the first movie, you know, the cast and everything, and kind of butchers everything.
Yeah, kind of literally in some
The
cases.
most
Jesus.
colours come from the bloody car.
It's almost like they said, "Oh, you know, the characters are the shiny thing, so that we can ignore everything else," but we're not going to.
Yeah.
At least Tokyo Drift, for all of its problems, had, aside from the ending, had its own original cast to screw up. This one takes, you know, characters people really liked and kind of just puts them there, doesn't really do much with them.
Mm-hmm.
Although considering, I mean, it's not, you know, outstanding or anything, but considering the composer only had 3 days, the music isn't that bad.
Oh yeah, I'd say the
I
music
expected
is,
a lot worse for like a 3-day job.
The music is definitely one of the better points of this movie.
Well, as a better example of that, like I said, I think the worst one that you could definitely tell was done in just a couple of days was the 2001 Tomb Raider film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as much as people don't like Tokyo Drift, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is worse.
But
Yeah,
I mean, about Letty's death.
Yeah.
So, because she wrecked his plans, he wrecked her.
So he was the one who did it.
That's a fair trade-off, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Hello.
Kind of would have been awkward if he wasn't the one who killed your love, now wouldn't it have been?
Well, it would have been awkward if it just was just like a little tiny little puff of an explosion.
I know, that too.
I'm going to enjoy what happens next.
Also, again, keep running and bullets won't hit you.
So yeah, we've effectively found the guy who killed Letty only an hour into this. Oh wait, yeah, only a little over an hour into this hour-long and 46-minute movie. So what's going to be the rest of the plot? He gets away and then we have to track him down the rest?
Oh.
Eh? Okay. Well, that happened.
So instead of having another car race, they kind of just blow up the cars.
That's kind of lame. Like, here I
Now
was
what are we
expecting
supposed to do?
Again, I mean, it really does feel weird saying this, but for as many problems as Tokyo Drift had, at least that movie remembered what this franchise was about.
That movie is far more inoffensive than this.
My guess is that I think people drag on Tokyo Drift a lot more because people remember that movie more. I hear them talking mainly about 1, 5, and the movies onward. 2 is getting a lot more recognition nowadays as a cult following, but I never really hear much about 4. I can see why. I mean, like I said in the previous commentary, I don't hear as much about Free either, but Free, I can see why. Like, Free is like a fart in the wind. Like, sure, yeah, at the end, they do connect it to the main continuity, but it's like a blink and you'll miss it sort of thing. Whereas here, though, this is deep in the main continuity, and it doesn't do much good with its
Also,
main
he's been
continuity.
shot, but bear in mind he's been shot.
Yeah, shouldn't you get that checked out, Dom?
Oh, Brian just said that, but Diesel's more concerned about the money.
Wasn't this all about getting revenge for the death of Letty?
And when he was told about that, yeah, okay, yeah. Granted, he did take revenge by shooting the guy's cars and
But
blowing
you'd
them
think
up.
he would have reacted more angrily. Like, what is it to show that he's evolved with his ways?
I'll be right back.
Okay. Oopsie. Ha! A little throwback to the first movie. Now he owes him a 10-second car. Are we now? Let's see if I can find the critical consensus of this movie. While Fast and Furious features the requisite action and stunts, the filmmakers have failed to provide a competent story or compelling characters. Yeah, I can see that. Although, to be quite honest, even the action itself feels lacking. Oh, Don doesn't know his manners. Hey man, didn't you apparently hate Brian's guts? You seem to be a lot more okay with hanging around him now all of a sudden. Except, your job, ethics, the respect of the law. It's a call from Letty. Ah, well, that escalated. Lovely filmation, Roy. Eh. Oops. Let me yell it at you to show my sincerity.
He's been doing that for years.
But now it's under the FBI. That's a big no-no. Hmm.
So, what excitement have I missed?
Okay, Dom got mad when he saw Letty's caller ID ringing him up. It turned out that Letty had come to Brian to get Dom's name cleared in exchange for trying to bag Braga, which is what led to Phoenix killing her because she wanted Dom to come home.
Okay.
And now basically, Brian's in trouble with the FBI yet again for hiding the shipment, but now he wants to use it to try and bag Braga. Meanwhile, Dom called Gal Gadot, and now he's trying to get something set up. So, how's this plan gonna go south like it normally does? Ha! Ever the skeptic, aren't you, Dom?
Well, to be fair, he is standing next to a guy who nearly got him thrown in the clink.
True.
Yeah, just ignore the bit where we were in a chase and that.
Huh.
Yeah, relax, man. Has there been any action while I was out?
There was Dom beating up Brian.
About what?
Of the thing with Letty. Basically, it turns out apparently Letty had been working with Brian on the case that got her killed because she was trying to get a plea deal for Tom so that he could come home with his name cleared.
Okay.
It's to say that kind of pissed Tom off. There he is, Braga. A guy we constantly hear about, but are only now getting to see face to face.
He looks like an Iron Man villain.
He does, doesn't he? Oh, something's about to go wrong, isn't it?
So, Shiori, in case you're still there, are you finding all this enthralling?
Eh.
Again, I'm just waiting for this plan to go south like it always does in these films. Dun dun dun! So it turns out that
That wasn't
the
Braga.
second in command actually was Braga.
Okay, now it's Mission Impossible?
With the supposed second in command being the actual leader.
You know what this reminds me of a bit?
What?
It's a combination of Mission Impossibles 2 and 3. 2 because it's not a very exciting plot and what action there is dull. And 3 because it tries to bring the series back to basics but doesn't quite manage it.
Huh. It's ironic because Mission Impossible 4 is what really reignited the franchise. So, turns out Braga was in front of our faces the entire time.
You're in. You were the guys who jumped in too early.
Of course, they're gonna make him the scapegoat.
Okay, so now we got the stereotypical FBI or a bunch of careerist pricks.
Well, it happened later than I expected.
Not that that stops you from creeping in there.
Okay, I just knew the plan was gonna go south. I just knew it because it always does in these movies. I mean, granted, at least in Too Fast, Too Furious, the plan had to be changed and improvised so that it actually could work. Yes, she is dead. We get it. Please stop now.
It's like they've mentioned this like 10 times in this movie. I get it's the
I-
driving force, but you only mention it every single bloody time.
I'm sure the fans don't want to be reminded either. Again, I know Michelle Rodriguez has a career of dying, but dang.
Is she the female Sean Bean?
Kinda.
The only difference is that, well,
She lives occasionally, but more often than not, yeah, she dies in her roles.
well, that and Sean B is a Yorkshire guy from England, and
Yeah.
well, considering you're a producer on this movie,
So he was a producer on this movie. I really question the thought process here.
I'm not sure if he'd produced before. Oh, hello there.
Hey, Mia.
It's been a while since Mia was in this movie.
Oh, no, she was actually there when he was beating up Brian.
I missed
You know,
that.
they were having a nice casual dinner until his phone got ring up with Letty.
Well, I missed that bit.
Basically.
Oh, just kiss him already.
Ah, there you go.
And
Yeah,
yet she
I
still
did.
looks like she wants to. Okay.
Okay, Jova, are you sure you haven't seen this movie before?
Oh, I swear this is my first time. It's just, man, I can't believe I'm saying this. This movie may be even more cliched than the last two Fast and Furious movies.
Well, the first one was kind of cliched too.
True, yeah.
See ya? Oh, you don't? Okay then.
Man, oh man, Fast and Furious. It is so weird to see a series have quite a few bumps in the road, to say the very least, only to eventually find itself with the fifth movie, I guess.
Which did you say is your favorite, or?
It's okay. Out of the Fast and Furious movies, 5 is my favorite one I've seen so far.
Hmm.
Mine's 7.
I have not seen anything beyond 5, so I guess I'll have to wait and see. What about you, Shiroi?
Fast and Furious 6 will be interesting because that's in London.
Nice.
Well, I haven't seen them all either, so
Out of the ones you've seen so far, I meant.
I really like 1 and 8, so
Nice.
Yeah, Fast and Furious 8, the secret prequel to Moana. That's what me and Shiri always coined that film as.
Hey,
You seen it?
gal.
Have you seen it, Jova?
Moana?
No, 8.
Nope. Like I
Okay,
said, I haven't seen any Fast and Furious movie beyond Fast 5.
sure.
You know, it's kind of like this is like how Wonder Woman is in any of the DCEU movies that aren't her own one.
I'm here to help. Okay, play.
Yeah, that pretty much.
Says something, considering how she was one of the best things about Batman v Superman.
And Jesse Eisenberg to a different extent.
Oh god, Jesse Eisenberg.
Because that was like he was in a completely different movie to everyone else.
Okay, it's weird how they have this whole thing about her kind of being in love with Dom thing. Which is kind of awkward in hindsight, considering later Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah. Well, bye then. Alright, so welcome to Mexico.
Yes. Nothing to see here, kids.
Just some cars driving by. It's very
Very
scenic.
conspicuously. There, I'm sure we drew no one's attention whatsoever.
You might as well painting them in neon while you're at it.
We're the bad guys.
Well, from what I understand, isn't Mexico kind of a bit, well, not lax, more like a bit can give these kind of people a little bit of leeway without disturbing them, unless they end up
Extradited.
or if they end up doing something really, really, really bad. In which case
Yep.
they step in.
That's why you see a lot of people escape to Mexico. And of course, looks like our final climax is going to take place in a church.
And he's gonna bribe the priest so that they'll get into heaven. Is that how it works?
Oh. Huh.
So what was with the moving subtitles?
Cinematic?
So yeah, I guess no matter what, this guy's gonna go to heaven.
That's what he'd like to think.
Is that how it works, Jova? You give a lot of money to the priest and he does that for you?
Oh, sure, you give him money and he does that, but if that actually guarantees your way to heaven is another thing in general. So what, is he having remorse all of a sudden? Does he know he's doomed?
Hey, I'm praying here.
Huh. That seems a little too easy.
Yeah, we don't fight on holy ground. Oh wait, that's Highlander.
We're
I
not
don't
too
think Vin
different.
Diesel gives a shit.
Oh my god, I literally called the line. We're not so different, you and I. What is even the point of saying that, dude?
And yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
He found the restraint. Oh boy.
Wait, I thought this wasn't your jurisdiction.
I guess it's going to be a nice promotion for him later on.
Besides, I thought it was off the case.
Don't you see, in usual stories like this, even though he's off the case, it's still up to him to string the bad guy because his cooperatives are not up to the job.
Well. So now it's a race to the border.
Yay!
Albeit the other
Finally,
one.
so, hey, sure, car racing. Or
It's
I guess
about time.
car chasing. Jesus, there have been a lot of gaps between that. I should have called this the Fast and the Meek at this point. Or the Meek and the Furious. Like, there's been more fury than there's been actual speed. Oh, cockfighting! And that's where Phoenix just happens to be.
Fast and Furious Cox. No, wait, that sounds like the poor parody of this film.
And there he is in the green car that killed Letty!
Supposedly. Shut up about the fucking GPS!
There they are.
Okay, Chris, the writer of this movie, it kind of
Yes.
feels like you're just going to a book of famous film cliche lines and writing that as a script.
Yeah, holy cow, this movie.
Also, I'm not going to let Justin Lin off the hook either, considering the rather murky colour palette for the most part. And now, suddenly, we have all this.
I know, right? Where was this throughout the movie?
Okay,
Jesus.
it's not as... Yeah, don't shoot the boss, idiots.
The boss seems to be having the time of his life.
Okay, it's not as bad as Avengers 1998, where you had the entire movie be grey and then suddenly you have a bunch of multicolored teddy bears.
Oh god, that was silly. But this is not much better.
And okay,
Well,
okay, let's not exaggerate. This is
oh,
definitely
now
not
we're
a
going
worse...
Mad Max on this.
Okay, this is definitely not a worse movie than Avengers 1998. That's
I
considered
would
one of
never
the worst
dream of
movies
that.
of all time for a reason.
Yeah. Did it get a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes?
It did?
Oh, I was asking if it did.
I'll check. I'm a cop. This is literally my job, Dom.
Again, this is so a Mad Max shot.
6 years before Fury Road, funnily enough.
Oh, wow. Hidden tunnel indeed.
Apparently it has a 5% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, that's pretty low still. You're in my world now. Wow, that's another film cliche line.
Sorry, I have this weird condition where I can only talk in cliches.
Hey, look at that. We're in the dark yet again. Did Vin really take his line, "Don't fight me in the dark because the dark is where I shine" thing that seriously?
I guess.
I forget. What movie was that line from?
Dunno.
Game over. Oopsie.
Oh, I fucked up.
Yeah, you did.
Well, he's dead now, so, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, shut up. Seriously, if it was going on any longer, I wouldn't be surprised if he said, you know, this is just the beginning.
On it. This is actually an interesting idea. A tunnel system built into the mountain is interesting.
Yeah.
I just wish the rest of the movie could have been this consistent, but hey, at least we're finally getting those frills. Oh, I guess that's the end of the car chase then.
Well, shit. Oh, thank God I didn't kill the boss.
Yeah, would have been awkward if you did after those orders you gave.
Well, hey, maybe he would have decided. Well, does that mean I'm the boss now?
It would harken back to his line saying, "Do I look like a boss?"
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm the boss now. Ah. Okay. Yeah. You definitely. Yeah. This is yet another one of those scenes where if this were real life, he'd have been deader than dead. Ouch. You
Just in
could
time.
have just shot him.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have to.
Yeah.
But you know what? Forget it.
Well. Yeah.
Uh,
I love how he was just holding him there. Although I'm pretty sure Brian would have been hit too.
He's still alive? For a moment, I thought they were actually going to have him live and try and shoot him.
That would have been awkward. Oh, here comes the police, or the policia. Depends which,
Oh, he's not running anymore.
Well, besides, where's he gonna run to? There's open space all around him. The cops are just gonna go around there, won't it?
It hurts to laugh. Literally.
Well, that explains the dark tone. The director didn't want to laugh because it hurt, so he made this all bleak. Oh,
Oh, hey, we're in the opening of Fast 5 now.
Fast and Furious, watch Dom on trial.
But there we go.
However, so how long's that?
Well, so
Shit.
much for that deal.
Well then.
Yeah. Fast and Furious, guys! Dom's going to prison!
Yay! Wait, what?
But we know this is a prequel to. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if we didn't know what they had planned for in mind, Han shows up, so we know this takes place before Fast and Furious 3, and considering
Okay.
how Dom doesn't look that old in Fast and Furious 3, what the heck?
Oh.
Also, considering Han's age, there probably isn't that much of a time gap between the two movies.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's his pals from the start of the movie.
Whoever they were.
Those two.
That's what we'll just call them from now on, those two. Just don't kill me, guys, okay?
And as for what happened after that, we'll just have to see Fast 5.
Well, that was Fast and
Oh.
Furious.
Oh dear, Fast and Furious. That was,
That was
okay.
not very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you, Shiroi. That was even weaker than the third movie.
And that's saying a lot.
Shiroi, how about you go first?
Wow, okay. Yep. Easily the worst so far, honestly. Again, aside from taking characters people like and doing this with it, it makes it worse because this is a very different movie to any of the others. It's just, raising the stakes is fine, but it's so broody and unnecessary. Like, I don't like it. Also, the soundtrack, despite being not as bad as I thought it would be, is still not like the other ones at all because there wasn't like any rap or hip hop or stuff that's pretty typical to this. There wasn't any of that until like now.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, kind of awkward.
I'm pretty sure a lot of the songs that I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure a lot of those songs that were in the previous movies were, by other artists, so they just paid the royalties on them or something.
I
But
guess.
I'm like they couldn't do that here. And again, there's so much more dead air in this movie compared to the second one.
Yeah.
And again, at least Tokyo Drift had its own cast of characters to, screw up. But this is uh this was not good. Like sorry, easily the worst.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I'll go next.
Well, you went next last time, so...
Okay, do you want to go next, Ribs?
Yeah, sure.
Go on,
Alright,
then.
I'll be honest, this movie only just scrapes by being, better than Tokyo Drift, and that the acting was better. And, that was about it. Yeah, it has better acting. Yeah, but, it's like, unfortunately, it's like Justin Lin and Chris Morgan learned the wrong lessons from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
They wanted the old character. People wanted the old characters back. Okay, we got them back. The drifting was basically the entire movie around drifting might not have been a good idea. Okay.
Oh yeah, there was no drifting in this movie now that I think about it.
The plot was boring. Okay. So what did they do? They
Made it arguably even more boring.
Okay, they got rid of the drifting and they got the cast back, but is that really saying a whole lot when we replace a generic story about a boring guy trying to get better at his behavior with the most generic drug smuggling / revenge story that I can get in Scarface? Evil One, which was also from Universal.
Hmm.
And again, what was with the bloody colour palette in this movie? I've never seen... I don't think any Fast and Furious movie gets this washed out colour palette wise.
Yeah, it's surreal.
It's like Justin Lin put a dirty lens in front of the camera. And, well, what else can I say? For a... gotta say, Vin Diesel didn't get off to a good start with his Fast and Furious producing career, either. I'll tell you that much.
Uh-huh.
It's lucky Fast Five came round when it did. Otherwise, I dread
This
to
may
think,
have been...
I dread to think where the series could have ended up.
Yeah. I mean, luckily this made a lot of money, but again, I'm willing to bet that was mainly just because of the hype surrounding the cast returning. And any word of mouth about this movie being bad was probably met with a, no way, that can't be true, that's not possible. Because, how could they screw up a concept of the original cast returning?
I'm sure that's been done elsewhere as well, but it doesn't come into.
It has. But, this was like 2009 where hopes were higher.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just realized something.
What?
2006 and 2009 both had the worst Fast and Furious movies, and both had what's considered some of the worst Sonic the Hedgehog games.
Wow. Wait,
Sonic
what?
06 and Sonic and the Black Knight.
Huh. I wouldn't call Sonic and the Black Knight one of the worst, but it does have problems, fair enough.
Well, from what I can tell, at least from looking at it, they're pretty kind of dull, only barely more responsive than Secret Ring's gameplay and the generic story.
The story is fine, but the waggle controls are the problem.
And just like this,
and it's way too short.
Just like this film has.
Huh, go figure.
So yeah, at this point, Sega and Universal were joined at the hip.
Goodness.
So yeah, that was Fast and Furious from my perspective. Just barely scrapes by, and by an inch, for being worse than Tokyo Drift. At least in my opinion. Yeah, and I reckon Jova got more excitement cleaning his bathroom than he did watching this film.
Probably.
Yeah, so there's the ultimate social experiment. Watch a film and clean your bathroom, find out which is more exciting. There you are. You go on, Jova.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Shiroi, and actually I'm gonna have to agree with the critics too, seeing as how this actually did get lower critical reception than Tokyo Drift. Okay, I'm gonna sort of paraphrase what you said, Dribs, except in the opposite. It barely scrapes by Tokyo Drift, but in the sense of being awful. Again, when I look back at it, I'll admit Tokyo Drift was not as bad as I remembered it when we commentated on. Looking back, I can see now why. Again, whereas Tokyo Drift didn't have a lot of the characters that we loved, at least it had its own original cast to screw things up with. And yeah, it sucked that Han died, but this movie not only puts Han pretty much on a bus, but kills Letty like right out the gate. At least Tokyo Drift waited to axe Han off. And granted, we've gotten to know and love him by then. This is a character people already loved from the original film. That does not always send the best message. Like, for comparison's sake, Jurassic World brought back the T-Rex in the first film, but did not kill her off, had her be awesome. Gee, people love it when original stuff comes back and gets to be awesome. Who would have imagined that they prefer that over it getting killed? Like, what was the thought process behind this movie? I mean, again, I have to wonder, was Michelle Rodriguez just not that available, but they still wanted to use her that badly? The music is definitely one of the better things, but I'm going to have to agree that after a few tracks here and there, it kind of loses focus until by the end again. And yeah, it's weird that there's a lack of rap tunes as there were in previous Fast and Furious movies. Like, okay, I think to describe it, Fast and Furious 3 felt like it was at least still trying to be a Fast and Furious movie, just with a completely different setting. This movie feels like it does not know its own identity. Like, again, say what you will about Too Fast, Too Furious. For the blank moments that film had, it was still overall a fun ride and still did feel like a Fast and Furious movie, albeit one that was in transition. This movie feels like, well, it can't decide. Does it want to be a revenge scheme? Does it want to be a cop drama? Does it want to be a buddy film? Does it want to be a study of the relationships? Like, holy heck! I can see what the critics mean when it says that there's no compelling characters. Like, okay, Mia hates Brian until she doesn't. In fact, she apparently loves him to the point of making love to him. That's nice. Tom cares a lot about Letty. Did you also know he may have a relationship with Gal Gadot, which may or may not be going someplace until, oh, whoops, she's gone from the movie? That was weird. Like, even the revenge scheme feels like it loses focus and mellows out. Oh, and speaking of action and revenge, yeah, this film feels like it's the most lacking of revenge of the Fast and Furious movies we've seen so far. Like, seriously, where were the cars? Where was the racing? There were so many opportunities. Heck, there's literally a point where they shrug off a race. It's like, dudes, are you trying to make an actual car racing flick, or are you just wanting to go into generic police revenge scheme drama film? It's like, it's so baffling. It really is baffling, though. I mean, again, here's a movie that I guess you could say technically was a shot in the arm financially, but reception-wise, oh boy. Like, oh god. Which is kind of a shame, because I kind of had hopes from this movie, despite the reception or whatnot. I mean, I guess it did bring back Han. That's some good. Yeah, I'm gonna say this: the bad outweighs the good here. It really does. Okay, that was Fast and Furious. Arguably the worst of the Fast and Furious movies.
Thankfully, it gets better from here.
Yeah, oh boy, that was the first half of the movies done. Now, folks, we are about to go into the latter half of what's currently out. By the time Fast and Furious 10 comes out, we won't be halfway. Well, we probably will be halfway, but you get the point.
Yeah, well, we'll
See you for Fast 5.
Yeah, see you Fast